The crystalline chamber of the Galactic Council fell into an uncomfortable silence as Ambassador Liana Chen stepped forward, her black diplomatic uniform contrasting sharply against the prismatic walls. Behind her, Commander Marcus Rodriguez stood at attention, his scarred hands clasped behind his back, a living testament to humanity's recent trials. Council Speaker Vexithera, a towering insectoid from the Manthari Collective, clicked her mandibles, nervously. Ambassador Chen, surely your species understands the gravity of their response to our protective intervention. Liana's expression remained carved from stone. 3 months ago, the Galactic Council had deemed humanity too volatile for independent spacefaring. Their solution had been swift and merciless: orbital bombardment of Earth's 3 largest cities under the guise of peacekeeping operations. Beijing, New York, and Lagos had burned. 15 million humans had died in a single day. The Council had expected surrender. They had received something else entirely. Protective intervention? Liana's voice carried the weight of worlds. Is that what you're calling the murder of my people? Councillor Zephron, a crystalline being from the Silicon Reaches, pulsed with agitated light patterns. Your species was expanding too rapidly. Historical precedent shows that violent races inevitably— Violent? Marcus stepped forward, his cybernetic eye whirring as it focused. You want to discuss violence? The holographic displays around the chamber flickered to life, showing the aftermath of what military historians would later call the 72-hour retribution. The images were stark, brutal, and absolutely devastating. Fleet Admiral Kethamor of the Draknari Empire, the Council's primary military force, appeared on screen first. His proud reptilian features were frozen in an expression of absolute terror as human boarding parties had torn through his flagship. The Draknari had ruled the spaceways for 3 centuries, their ships considered invincible fortresses. Humanity had cracked them open like eggs. Impossible, whispered Counselor Yithlas, her tentacles writhing in distress. The Draknari fleet had shield technology beyond your comprehension. Liana smiled, and it was the most terrifying expression the Council had ever witnessed. Commander Rodriguez, would you care to explain our comprehension? Marcus activated his wrist display, projecting tactical schematics into the center of the chamber. Turns out when you murder our families, human engineers get very creative. We spent 72 hours reverse engineering your shield frequencies from the debris of our cities. Every ship, every station, every defensive platform you've built over the past millennium, we cracked them all. The next series of images showed the systematic destruction of the Council's military assets. Not random destruction, surgical, precise elimination of every threat humanity had identified. Orbital defense platforms around 12 different worlds, reduced to expanding clouds of debris. The pride of the Manthari war fleet, drifting dark and lifeless. Even the supposedly impregnable Council fortress, a moon-sized battle station, split cleanly in half. This is genocide, Vexithara chittered, her compound eyes reflecting the carnage on the screens. No, Liana corrected, her voice deadly calm. Genocide is what you attempted on Earth. This was pest control. The chamber's atmospheric processors struggled to handle the variety of alien biochemistries as panic spread through the assembled representatives. They had all assumed humanity was simply another primitive species to be managed, contained, or eliminated as necessary. None had considered what would happen if they were wrong. Marcus pulled up the final tactical report. In 72 hours, humanity eliminated 93% of Council military assets, disabled the hyperspace relay network connecting 47 systems, and captured enough of your personnel to understand exactly how your precious civilization operates. You see, Liana continued, beginning to pace around the circular chamber like a predator stalking prey, you made a fundamental miscalculation. You assumed our violence was random, chaotic, uncontrolled. You thought we were just another barbaric species that needed civilizing. She stopped directly in front of the speaker's podium. But human violence isn't random. It's calculated, it's efficient, and when you threaten what we love, it's absolutely, completely merciless. The holographic display shifted one final time, showing Earth's current orbital defenses. What had once been 3 space elevators and a handful of monitoring satellites was now a defensive grid that made the old Council fortress look like a child's toy. Massive shipyards stretched across the asteroid belt, producing vessels that incorporated the best of human engineering with captured Council technology. "The age of Council dominance is over," Marcus announced, his mechanical voice carrying to every corner of the chamber. "Humanity doesn't seek to rule your species. We're not interested in your trade routes, your colonies, or your political games." "Then what do you want?" The question came from Councillor Plix Andra, a gaseous being whose form shimmered with terror. Liana's smile returned, but this time it held no warmth whatsoever. "We want you to remember, every time you look at your broken fleets, your dead worlds, your shattered pride, remember what happens when you threaten human children." She activated a small device on her wrist. Throughout the chamber, displays showed live feeds from Earth's reconstruction efforts. New cities rising from the ashes, memorial walls bearing the names of the dead, and children playing in parks built on the graves of the fallen. "Remember that humanity doesn't start fights," Liana said, turning her back on the assembled council. "But we finish them." As the human delegation prepared to leave, Speaker Vexthera found her voice one last time. "What happens now?" Commander Rodriguez paused at the chamber's exit, his scarred face reflecting the prismatic light. "Now, you leave us alone, forever, because next time, we won't just break your toys." The crystalline doors sealed behind them with a soft whisper, leaving the Galactic Council to contemplate a new reality, one where humanity stood not as subjects to be governed, but as a force too terrible to provoke. In the silence that followed, every member of the Council understood they had awakened something that should have remained sleeping. Earth's brutal retaliation hadn't just destroyed their military might, it had shattered their confidence in their own superiority. Humanity had spoken, the galaxy had listened, and they would never forget.